Welcome to the Leverage Hacker Podcast, a life-transforming podcast with your host, David Dom. Welcome to a world where the status quo is merely a starting point and conventionality a path left untraveled, a place where boundaries are pushed, minds are expanded, and new realities are shaped. We're all too familiar with the age-old paradigm of trading time for money. It's an arduous cycle that does more than just burn us out. It impacts our relationships, our health, our sense of fulfillment. It leaves our partners feeling neglected, our ambitions on the back burner, and our life just a series of monotonous transactions. But here's the game changer. With David, you'll learn how to play by new rules. Rules that challenge these norms, that maximize your efforts by applying leverage. You're not just working harder, you're working smarter. Welcome to the Leverage Hacker Podcast.
All right, so the question is, who is my content for? You know, I'm I've been creating a new brand, and my two worlds have been colliding because I'm simply just putting everything out there. What I'm doing right now is actually me, my personality, my knowledge, my skills, everything is out there now. And I'm just putting it out there for everybody to see. And so I've been thinking, like, who is my perfect client, or who's my content really for? And then I think to help answer that, we can discuss who my content is not for. And I'm just gonna, I'm really gonna think out loud here, because I don't think my content, let's just say my content might not be for, and then I'm gonna fill in some blanks, okay? My content might not be for people that are looking for a get-rich-quick scheme, or something that's like a quick hack that could get them, X amount of dollars without much work. Because generally those things just, they don't exist. There's always some work involved, and there's always somebody that, you got to put your best foot forward and actually do something and take some action in order for something to work. My content, it's probably not for somebody that has never considered having some type of a revenue stream or an income stream that would eventually be passive. If no one's ever thought about that, like other than an investment, let's say, but having something that they can do that is going to help them maybe retire from their 9-to-5, maybe quit their 9-to-5. It's probably not for somebody that absolutely loves their job, they make plenty of money, and they have no desire to actually create something on the side that could eventually replace that income because they love it so much. Probably not. It's probably not for anybody that is looking to make a change but is not willing to learn some new stuff. Okay? Because everything is a learned skill, right? And in order to get different results, we have to do different things. So do different things, get different results. So let's see, who else? What else is it probably not for? Well, let me tell you about some situations I've been in before, and then maybe it would make sense. This could be for a man or a woman, but personally myself, I've been in situations where I was working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, working generally for someone else, meaning it wasn't my business. I had to be at a certain place at a certain time, and then I had to actually perform. Most of what I've done in my life is sales. So I had to be there, I had to perform, and there were certain times when, like, for example, my wife at the time and my daughters, they would go on a trip. They would drive across country to, wherever we were. If we were in Arizona, they would go to California. If we were in California, they would go to Arizona, or maybe go to Texas for a week. Whatever, they just took off and did stuff. And here's the struggle. I remember I would get a certain amount of vacation time, maybe a week or 2 weeks for a whole year. And I would save it up because there was never enough money. We were always trying to, again, trying to keep up with the Joneses, so there was never enough, so we just had to keep pushing. Well, I would work through my vacation because I would get paid vacation pay, which a lot of times ended up being like the average of my, 1 year pay, like a weekly pay or a bi-weekly pay, whatever that was. It was like an average of my past 12 months, and I would get that pay. But then if I worked through it, I would get the pay that I normally make. So I would get double pay on vacation time, and a lot of times I would do that, which meant several things. One was I wasn't connected with my family as much. I wasn't there for them. The girls, my daughters, they might have something special at school, and I never could go. I would never be able to go because I was always working. And if I took time off, I was literally trading my time for money. Yes, I was in sales, but if I'm not at that location making sales, sales aren't getting made. Nothing's happening, right? So those are things. I wasn't able to spend as much time with my family. I remember that vividly. I felt guilty for it. And yeah, I was trading time for money. I was trading time for a paycheck. I was literally going to work to get a paycheck so that I could pay all the bills, so that I could then go to sleep and wake up and do it again. It was a cycle. And it eventually, along with several other things, ended up, ending my marriage of 23 years. But a lot of it was, and I'm sure everybody could agree with this, but a lot of the pressure was money pressures, right? And I remember being accused of and or talked about, oh, well, we can't go on vacations. We've never gone on vacations, whatever the case may be. And it was just a sticking point, trading time for money, not making enough. And if I got sick, which I did one time in Arizona for a couple of weeks, and luckily I had worked my way up and had some some credibility with the company. And so I was getting a salary. I remember, it was like a couple grand a week or whatever. So I don't think, for my content would be for anybody that's overworked, underpaid, and stressed out. I know that covers a lot of people, but I don't want to go too finite. I don't want to get too crazy with my avatar, like the perfect person. Because as far as I'm concerned, my content could actually help somebody regardless of their age, regardless of their race, their ethnicity, their gender. It doesn't matter. I mean, a lot of what I'm going to be sharing could be something that easily could help a stay-at-home mom change the whole trajectory of her family just by having. Tell me if this is correct. A lot of people would say if I had an extra $500 a month, that would take so much pressure off. An extra $1,000 a month, so much pressure, right? And so my content is for people that probably are maybe frustrated. Look, desperation can be a good sense of motivation. If somebody's like over and over and over, my content is also for people that have actually spent a lot of money before, or some money before, on, let's say, courses or how-to information or how to make money from home, and wasn't able to pull it off. Because I've done that. I spent tens of thousands of dollars on courses and ways to actually make money. And, until recently, some things have worked, but until recently, the solid consistency of something and being able to apply leverage to it by using technology and automations has really, really made it a difference. So, it's for people that are also willing to invest their time into something that can work for them. I'm working on several different things right now. One of them has completely created an annual average American wage salary, the equivalent of that, every month now on an ongoing basis, whether I'm working or not. I went to visit my daughters in California for 6 days, and I made $1,000, and I was just messing around, playing games, watching movies, going to the beach, hanging out. I was shooting videos on my phone, but I was creating content, right? Short form content, which is so easy to do once you kind of get the hang of it. And so I guess my content would be for people that are ready to make a change and they would like to set themselves up, learn some new skills, set themselves up so that 1 year from today, their life will be totally different because they put time and effort and energy into something and it built and it compounded over time. And 5 years from now, their life is unrecognizable. They want that. That's a desire that they have because it's literally possible. I'm taking people on a journey with me right now, and I literally started something only 4 months ago. It's already, freed me up. I don't have to work to make what I need to cover my bills. So for people that want that, that's what who my content's for. So
as we close this vibrant chapter of the Leverage Hacker podcast, remember, you're the author of your own life story. The struggles, the triumphs, they're all yours to claim. It's time to step back into your world, but with a transformed outlook. Remember, the matrix is an illusion. The true power resides in you. Go out there, live life on your terms, and continue to color outside the lines. Until next time.